What's up everybody, Arrg the Pirate here, and today I'm gonna play a little Fortnite. So I had a few friends ask me, hey, what exactly is Fortnite? And it's really hard to classify. There's a lot of levels to Fortnite, and I'd kind of just like to go over some of them now. First, you have your map. Now, your map is where you can access all your missions. If you look at the top, there also is a play section where you can just simply go to it and play the next mission in a line. But here you can pick exactly which mission you want to go to for the rewards. You can also go back to your main base, upgrade that, things like that. Now, here's the Heroes tab. The Heroes tab is simply just pick a hero that you want. You do that in the primary slot. The squad bonus is simply just a bonus, and mission defenders are used in solo play. So you do get some help, but it's just kind of, AI help. The next is Survivor Squads. Now, Survivor Squads are simply just buffs. You put the best survivors you have into those slots that give you the best stats, and that's it. Walk away from it, you're done. There isn't really anything more complicated than that, although they do have a leveling and progression system for each of these survivors. But, I don't really mess with that since I am so early on in the game. I haven't really done a whole lot of leveling with anything other than my heroes and my weapons. The next is Defender Squads. Defender Squads are another solo bonus thing. You can put on, special survivors and they help you out. The third thing in this little slot is you can send heroes on expeditions that go and get you some loot. It's very simple loot, very quick, and it's just another way to farm when you're not actually playing. Schematics show everything that you can build. This includes weapons and traps. Now, if you see, I've got this pistol at rank 10. I really like this pistol, and if you look, you can actually evolve it, which is just another word for prestige. You can get it up to 5 stars, so a total of, I'm guessing, 60 levels, and it just makes it a lot stronger. Now, prestiging takes this special item, I believe it's called a drop of pure rain, and it's very hard to come by, so I have not prestiged anything yet. There's also a tab to see all your survivors, resources, things like that, and a collection book. Now, the collection book, you can either choose to salvage items, or you can choose to put them in the collections book. When you salvage them, you get items back, crafting materials, but when you put them in here, you lose them. But once you fully upgrade one of these slots, you actually get rewards for it. So it's kind of a, hey, you get a reward later instead of now kind of element. It's just, really, in my opinion, it's just another way to farm. You have your skill tree. Now, there's research trees and skill trees. Skill trees are upgrading your hero with special abilities, things like that. You can advance your soldier to where they've got the airstrike. Your ninja gets this, arc blade swingy thing. Your constructor can build better construction things. Your outlander makes it where the things on the map he does are stronger. Your research tree is really more backpack size, offense, tech, just kind of general ideas. You have loot crates that you can get, and you can pay real money for these, so it does have a little pay-to-win feel, but since it's not PvP, I guess it's okay, and you can completely get by without buying anything. Lastly, you have your quests. Now, I have almost completely ignored quests because they just seem so over the top. The only concern that I have with Fortnite is everything is so complicated. You've got this insane skill tree that has 75 points to upgrade the first one completely, and the second, third, and fourth are all bigger, and it's just a whole nother, it seems there's just so much to do, it's almost overwhelming. If you see here, there are chests within missions. Now, I'm on a mission, not my defense mission. This is just an open mission. And this room that I'm in has 2 chests, a safe, and 2 of these big boxes. You always want to loot these type of things because they do contain decent upgrade materials. Sometimes even schematics and things like that. So anytime you hear a chest that's kind of got this gaudy sound to it, you definitely want to pick it up. Now, the only way to get out of here is to, of course, build out, and that's one thing Fortnite does well. You can build pretty much anywhere as long as there's not stuff in your way. I really enjoy that aspect, and if you're building just to get out of somewhere like I just did, you can build it out of wood. Wood's fairly common. It's not the strongest material, so you don't feel like you're wasting a whole lot when you do build. But then, you know, you've got stone and metal, which you use that more for your home base, so it allows you to still build but not use materials that you want to hold on to. In this mission, there are several different types of missions. This one is you're waiting for a weather balloon to show up. When it does show up, you shoot it down and defend it for, I want to say, 8 minutes. And these type of missions are really kind of your farming mission because you've got almost 20 minutes to run around, collect materials, just collect things. And you can find a lot of really good stuff. As you saw, I found those couple of chests at the beginning. You can find traps, you can find really good items, and you can also fill up on stone, wood, and metal. So you can take that back to your main base and really upgrade it and make it nice. Now, there is a sense of progression almost every level you play. Even if you're severely above the missions level, you feel like, hey, I'm fighting the materials I need. Although there are a couple of materials like the whirling gizmo that's used on all the higher level weapons, and they're really hard to come by, so you might not be able to make your weapons, but you usually find at least a couple of things that are decent. But you also get 2 or 3 skill points almost every single mission, and like I said, that's even if you're above that skill level. Like, I think this mission, I just jumped into this mission just to kind of show off the mission, and I want to say level 15, and this is a level 5 or 6 mission. Well, I guess I'm level 19, you can see it at the top of the screen. So I am severely out-leveled in this mission, but I still get an okay amount of experience, and I'm able to farm pretty much unharassed. You see, I am getting, you know, these bones thrown at me by this baseball guy, but even if he did hit me, it does almost nothing. So you can go back to these easier missions and use them to farm materials so you can, you know, do the harder missions easier. I really enjoy Fortnite if I'm playing with people. I have definitely noticed it's kind of daunting at times when you're playing by yourself. You have a goal in mind, but the people that are on your team might start up before you were ready or things like that, and it's kind of frustrating because you might spend 15-20 minutes running around and you don't get that sense of, hey, I did what I came here to do, because you were busy defending the base that they started up, you know, 5 minutes after you load into the match. Now, I jumped ahead here and I just kind of wanted to show you a little more of an experienced player, I guess, kind of perspective. But when you build your initial fort, which the other players I was playing with, they were just randoms, they went ahead and built a wood fort, which a wood fort is fine at these lower levels. But you definitely want to make sure you run around the defense area and just clear it out of obstacles. Like if you see here, I'm just tearing these trees down. That's going to make it much, much easier for you to actually defend, because I've noticed bullets don't really go through obstacles. If there's a zombie on the other side of one of these wooden fences and you throw a grenade at them and it lands on the other side, even though it's right next to them, it won't do any damage to them. So you definitely want to clean up the areas, make sure you have clear views, you know, clear lines of sight, You can also look around on the map and kind of be able to tell where the zombies are going to come from. Of course, in the later stages, they do change the directions. You know, they might come from the north and then the west and then the south, or sometimes they come from two directions at once. But in these lower missions, they always come from really just one direction, and it's usually already kind of shown on the map. It'll have like a purple little area where you can kind of tell they're going to come from this direction. And if you see here, this purple tornado, that's really what they're going to spawn from, and I've just run down there. I don't want to waste any ammo because you do have to craft ammo, and although it's fairly cheap if you have all the materials, it is harder to come by in the later games, or it's not harder to come by, but you use a lot more of it. So unless you're fully stocked on materials, you might run out of ammo during a big zombie wave or something like that. Well, that's going to kind of wrap it up for this video. I really just kind of wanted to show off what Fortnite is, because I have seen a lot of people that they either were completely unaware, or the few videos I have done of it haven't really, kind of been more in depth. And I didn't want to spend too much time in the menu screen, although I've actually recorded this video, I want to say 2 or 3 times now, and I would spend 15-20 minutes just talking about the menu screen, and no one wants to just stare at a menu screen and have me talking over that, so that's why I just kind of really blew through it. There is a lot of depth within the skill trees, within leveling up your heroes, your survivors, your defenders. There's just a ton of leveling up. And if you are in that super hyper progression type of game, this is it. I don't know if I've ever seen a more farmy type of, just constantly doing something to have progression type game before. It almost in a way seems way too much in my opinion. The survivors having that whole ability to level them up almost seems like, kind of just silly. It seems just too much to me, because all it is really buffing your hero. Those survivors do absolutely nothing but, make your hero stronger. And so it seems to me they could just completely take that out and just make the skill tree give you a couple more buffs. But it is, if you're into that progression and that completionist type game, this is it. I mean, this is the most, progression type game I've definitely ever played. I was expecting things to be a lot different with Fortnite than they actually are, and although the ideas that I had, I thought it was going to be more of a horde mode. You build a base, survive for, 6 or 7 zombie waves, win the game, and then, you go to the next one. But that is really nothing like how Fortnite is. Fortnite is more of a base building, game with just progression in it. It's not a horde mode. I would not consider it a horde mode, even though you do fight hordes of enemies. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, show me some love. Leave me a comment, think about subscribing, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.